too bad that you got the problem, but you're looking good.
Yeah, well, they had me on a pill last winter.
Yeah.
It killed a lot of people.
Yep.
That chemical.
Okay, all right.
And it come on TV.
Yep.
I had already got off of it myself.
Okay.
Fine, if it had got me.
Yep.
I cut them half in two in place of taking the whole pill. I knew I was over-medicated, and it wasn't working, that's all. So I just cut them half in two and took those, and then that got to bother me. So I quit. And I called my doctor and told him I was off the pill. Well, it broke out all over me. Well, just raw, all over. And then he come give me some little tubes about that long to spread on that shoot. One of the tubes wouldn't put enough on your foot. And all I had a time, I had to go to a specialist over here to get rid of that. And it's still lingering around a little bit yet.
Is that right? In other words, would you go to one of them dermatologists or?
Yeah. Right across from Sparrow Hospital in that medical building. I come to find out my granddaughter was going to him too, and she has a little breaking out on her face now and then, and he's getting it straightened out on her.
No,
he knows what he's doing.
Who is it now? Greg Terry.
He married my granddaughter.
Right, so he's your grandnephew. What do I want to say? Grandson-in-law then, wasn't he?
Grandson-in-law.
Okay, that's right. Yeah. I see him every once in a while. I don't go to meetings like I used to. Oh yeah, super. You can't get along with him, you better pack your lunch.
Oh, you better, you can't get along with the world.
You got that right. Well, that's kind of like you. Couldn't get along with old Ollie, you better pack your lunch, right? When Ollie spoke, you better listen, but if you couldn't get along with him.
Well, there's times when a person has to stand up.
That's right.
The old guy, he lived here when I first started building here. He come in here from Belgium. And I looked at, well, he didn't talk very much. But he was telling about his son. Well, it was right in the Depression, 1936. And his son was still working over to the body shop. Fisher Body. And the other guys had got laid off. And he was taking the other guys around from beer garden to beer garden. Oh man, he didn't like that very well. Said, when are they taking you out? And they're not working, they can't take me out. And if you're too good, you ain't no damn good. I always thought of that. There's a lot of truth in that.
Got that right. You're too good to be no damn good,
How you doing anyhow?
Oh, super. Tell you what.
I want to tell you that job that I did last down here for fines, I had the two places. That's the best plumbing job we ever had.
Well, we had a good superintendent.
That's what Bill and I talked about it. And
how's old Bill doing? Is he still around?
Well, I think he is. I haven't talked to him lately, but I was over here when this place over here was in the other hands. This little restaurant. He used to come in there, and he's always going to have a place where he gets some coffee. Every morning. He's got to have his coffee.
Sure. That was the best job. That was
good. That went along smooth.
That was the first job that I ever had as a pup coming out of the chute as a foreman. That was the first job I ever had pushing a job. There was just me and one or two other guys. But you was running that job. You was head one on that. But that was the first one. Then you and I. Of course, you.
Then that was the last one I did.
Right. But you and I had worked over here to.
Over here.
Matter of fact, I wanted to have the guy come over, but he had to go in a hurry. You remember Bruce Ballard? Do you remember?
Bruce Ballard,
had glasses worked for L.H. Hartley when you did the Coronado Gardens over here. Wasn't it Coronado? No, wait. Not Coronado. The one up here by the project. What am I trying to think of? Oh, yeah. What's the one you did over on Waverly Road? Second set. Second set you did for Francis Farming there.
South of Wilson.
Bruce Ballard worked over there, and I think at that time.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, had glasses, dark hair. He was over here today, and he wanted to come over, but he had to get home. He didn't know whether he should or not. And I told him, I said,
oh shoot.
Yeah. I says, Ollie'd love to see you.
Yeah.
But
I'm sitting up here alone.
well, he was the foreman. He was the guy I got. You remember the deal on that job? I was stupid little steward, and I had to chase the truck off one day.
Yeah. You what?
I had to chase the truck off one day, supply house. And they coming in and sneaking in the back door. It was my buddy.
Oh.
It's my buddy. We still buddies.
Uh-huh.
But he had a job to do and I had a job to do.
Yeah.
I was stewarding. Boy, that's a thankless job, ain't it?
Did you have anything to do, you done with them when they was out to Pinecrest or?
No.
Pinecrest.
No.
I've run Pinecrest and.
Oh yeah, you run more work around this town than most people. Them guys don't even know.
Oh,
the guys they got
you see, I contracted from 36 till 66.
Right.
And that's when the government brought in all this rubbish.
Yep.
And I said, I'm not going to do it.
Yep.
Everybody, I tell them in the lumber yard and everywhere I go, I'm not going to do it.
Yep.
Oh, you have to. You have to. I said, you watch me.
Yep.
I don't have to. So, that's it.
Yeah.
I built one out there on Herbertson Road.
Yep.
And that was the last one I built.
Okay. Wasn't that right on the corner?
Yeah, well, just, there's a lot between that and the corner.
Yep, because now let me ask you a question. Didn't you and I discuss this? Wasn't that you and your brother both?
Huh?
Wasn't your brother in business with you?
Yeah, we was in together first.
Yeah, but didn't
not on that, no.
Did he build out there too? On Herbertson? Well, there's a little street back
on down farther, I think he did.
Okay, you know where, oh gee, be the first street off the highway that goes back north off Herbertson. Now, I thought it was your brother that we did one 4 years ago.
Well, I think you did. Okay. I think he built one on Herbertson, on down on the east side.
Yeah. Back in had to be back in the late 60s is when we seemed like we was doing work.
Yeah. It was after I had quit, I think.
Okay, yeah, right.
I wound mine up.
Yep.
And I was coming in with everything in my truck.
Right.
And got right in front of Green Acres.
Yep.
And a guy come clear over the line and cut in ahead of me and just missed me.
Yep.
I looked up and heard another guy. See, a car was coming up there to go into the Green Acres.
Right.
Woman.
Yep.
And she had her light on.
Uh-huh.
Drove up there and they were tailgating there and just racing with each other.
Yeah.
And when she stopped, this guy had to go around.
Right.
The other guy, he come around too.
Yeah.
Well, he hit me head on.
Wow. Yep.
Totaled my truck out. Yep. Put the motor right back up in there with me.
Jesus. How long did you spend in the hospital with that one?
No.
The motor was in the front seat with you sitting?
Yeah, pushed the floorboards right up out of there. My old panel job,
Yeah, holy smokes.
Yeah. So the insurance company had to pay me for that. Well, I didn't have trouble with selling the thing. I was going to sell it anyhow to get rid of it. Then Fine got a hold of it that I had quit.
Right.
And he called me and wanted to know if I would come out and talk with him, see what he could offer me.
You know, there's been quite a few projects and houses that you were responsible for around this town.
Oh my God, I've done a lot of them.
God, over there, I was trying to think.
I've done
a lot of them around East Lansing too. Over there,
I built them in East Lansing.
Around Coolidge Road, down in through there.
Yeah, I built them all over.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's them kids today.
I never built one in White Hills yet, but I had. After I quit, the guy just begged me to go back at it. But my wife was sick, see.
Right, yeah.
She had Alzheimer's disease. Nobody knew what it was here.
Right.
And I looked after her for 7 years, and they put me in the hospital, and then they had to come and get her and take her down. Her kids come and got her.
Right.
And they took her down in Ohio, and she was down there 4 years. There's where my money went.
Yeah.
4 years in a nursing home.
Yeah, you better believe it, yeah.
Boys, oh boys.
Which one's one down in Cincinnati?
That's Dwayne, my son.
How's he doing?
He was working with me, see, after Lee and I split up.
Right.
You know, we started the thing together, see, but his boys got big enough work and Dwayne got big enough work. Right. You get too many top guys, and you've got to go up higher.
Yeah.
With your bids.
Yep.
You can't.
Yeah, that's right.
All chiefs and not enough Indians.
That's the truth, yeah.
So we decided we'd split up. And I built two way out there on the river, where it crosses out there by Diamonddale.
Sure, yeah.
Beyond Diamonddale Road.
Yeah.
Doc Shade bought in there. I built him a house over here on house and office on South Logan, yeah.
Okay.
Just between Mount Hope and the street this way from that, on the west side. Yeah, I put a split level in there and had his office down in the lower part.
Okay, yeah.
And
what you mean, yeah.
Then they lived up in the upper part, and they got so much trade on this here, reducing oversized women.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they're just selling pills.
Oh, okay, yep.
Boy, a little package of pills, $20.
Yep.
And they just walked in there, one didn't take his time at all. The nurses might give them that and lay their $20 and go on.
Yeah.
Because there was another guy over here, he was doing the same thing, only he was needling them. They didn't want that needle. That's where he had the advantage. They didn't want that needle.
Yep. Got that right.
So, boy, he coined money in blazes, man, I'm telling you. Then he went and bought a house over on Nottingham.
Yep.
And somebody had put that thing up, just threw it together.
Yeah, yeah.
When you walked on the roof, you better have snowshoes on.
Yep.
Just 3/8 plywood up there with 2 feet on center.
Probably 3/8 plywood, no less.
Yeah.
I don't think you could.
And there wasn't any of those clamps in the center, you know.
Yep.
Nothing in the center. And then it had a dormer up here with a wide overhang. Well, they run now. You know, when it gets up here pretty close, they just run them, threw it back in there, nailed it out here. Maybe one nail in it, and they're sticking back in there. Yeah. Leaked like a seal.
Well, that's like I ran into a buddy of mine today. He called me up, or he stopped over, and he says, you want to take out your frustration? I was out picking up rocks. And he says, you want to take out your frustration? And I went, nah, I'm all right, you know. Well, as he left, I says, by the way, do you want some help? He said, well, that's what I stopped over. Well, why didn't you say so? So I went over to his house.
He's trying to get friendly at first.
Well, he just, you know, he's a little bit different. Instead of coming out point blank. So I had, just before he left, I thought I'd better catch on. Did he try to ask me to help him? So I get over there, and honest to God, Ollie, they'd taken that 3/4 tongue and groove plywood, they'd done everything but butchered it to hell. They put it on top. We pull up the old carpet, and here's this plywood, honest to God. They tried to fill it, and it's set up there 1/4 of an inch, 3/8 of an inch above. Now, what kind of carpenter would do that?
Well, here's one for you. When I went out there to work for Fine, they said they had a lot of houses. Some of them that was pretty near done, some of them wasn't. They had one, and a guy was coming in from out in Washington to teach out here. And he bought one. And they knew what time he was coming, so they told me, go down there and see what's wrong with that house, if there's anything wrong with it. Right up. And went down there and walked in that oak floor down, mind you. And they had a room come down like this. Then there was a big opening there, and in there was the dining room. And kitchen was over in there, on that wall, and the cupboards were all in. And my gosh, I walked in down and looked down there, and that oak floor going down. You know, I seen them doing it afterward, and I got after them about it. They'd mark 2 marks, you know, 3.5 inches apart, and then go over here and mark 3 marks. Then they'd strike a line. They'd strike a line, both strike 2 lines, I guess. That's I don't know why they're making 2 marks. And some guy held it over here, and another guy held. You should have seen that oak going down there being cut off on an angle.
Boy, that must take them guys twice as long to do the job.
My gosh, boy, you just seen that right away. And had the walls finished, and I come back and I told him, I said, that's what's the matter with it. The only thing I see wrong with that. And, well, what can we do about it? I said, well, there's 2 ways you can fix it. You can either shim that wall out, that's a lot of trouble. And, or what I would do, now that you got this far along, buy some real good carpet and carpet this floor and go right through that door and carpet that floor in there. That's what they did.
Sure. Oh,
And then when they went to was working down, putting that, what is that little square chunks floor?
Oh, parquets?
Parquet, yeah, down, stepped down on cement.
Yep.
And the garage come in there. Nobody was supposed to drive in the driveway, see, working it.
Right.
Because they had old junk oil things in the oil. And,
Yep.
Well, one guy drove up there and went right on in there. And when I come down there, I said, you gotta move that car out of that garage.
Yeah.
That darn fool went out there, and the helper they had, he went out there to move that car.
Yep.
Rammed into that wall and caved that wall in.
Jeez.
And there it was going out that afternoon.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Man, oh man.
Yeah.
We got in a racket there a little bit, and I told him, well, you gotta have it ready for this afternoon. That's all I can say.
That's all there is to it.
Yeah. Those guys got that ready that afternoon.
Is that right?
Yes, they did. Had that parquet down and had that wall fixed.
Yep. Jeez.